Welcome back. This is Insights, and my guest is Lydia Okonma. She's the MD, CEO, High Style, the Arts of Interior. Lydia, great to have you on Insights.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So can you tell us more about you?
About me? Okay. Just a little brief history of myself, Lydia Okonma. Actually, I was born in Nigeria, in Sapele, in the Delta State area. I left when I was about 10.
Wow.
And went to join my parents in the UK in the early 60s. And I lived there all my life. I sort of went to, I spent a year or so in primary school, then to secondary school, then I did my degree, then I got married, and I've got children, and it just goes on.
Yes,
you know?
we'll come to that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so how was your journey through school, really?
Well, actually, I have to give credit to my education in Nigeria at that under 10, because when I went to England, I was top in my class for maths and English. And I also studied French, and I went to a boarding school in Nigeria. My primary school was a boarding school. It was run by Irish nuns.
Okay.
But the standard was so high that when I got to the UK, I was top in English and maths in my primary school. You know, so that was really a wonderful, it was a plus, you know, because in those days, there weren't lots of black people in the UK. And the Africans that were there were usually students, but you had the Afro-Caribbean people there also. So I was really good at school, I was very good at sports, etc. I was good at sciences.
So what sports were you good at?
I used to run. I actually ran for my borough. Okay. I used to do 100 meters relay, and I was elected to represent the borough that I lived in. So it's like representing Lagos State. I was representing South London, you know. So that was an exciting time. I thoroughly enjoyed school, you know. And then I went to university because I was good at maths. I did a degree in finance and accounting.
Wow. You actually left when you were 10 years old, like you just said,
right.
And came back as a grandmother.
Yes.
So what was the experience like?
Well, you know, when I first relocated, it was a little challenging because obviously all my friends and, you know, my immediate family were all abroad, you know, and coming back to Nigeria, I felt like a foreigner actually, you know. Although I had extended family here, but you know, it's not quite the same when you don't have your peer groups. I used to be very envious of people that says, oh, that's my friend from university, that's my friend in boarding school. I didn't have that sort of relationship, you know. So it was a bit challenging initially, but one thing I'm really excited, I was really happy with, the Nigerians, that is all the people group, they were very, you know, friendly. So it was, you know, I settled a lot more easily. You know, I made new friends and they were wonderful, very supportive, etc., etc. So yes, it was challenging, but you know, coming out of my comfort zone, birth, you know, you either sink or you swim. So in my case, I swam in the deep end because I didn't have a choice.
You got to the bank.
Yes,
safely.
Safely, praise God. You know, so it was from coming here and not having, you know, away from my comfort zone, not knowing, you know, I don't have any friends as such, I didn't know what to do. Then I birthed, you know, I realized I had this creative talent, though I'm an accountant by profession.
Yeah, you are an accountant by profession. How did you get into the business of interior decoration?
You know, like I said, when I came to Nigeria, I mean, I was thinking, Lyd, why are you here? You know, I thought, well, you're here, so make the best of it. And one day, I was just lying down on the balcony in my house, looking at the stars, because in the UK, the weather is really terrible, so you can't see the sky. But in Nigeria, it was, you know, the sky was very clear, you can see the stars, and I was just lying down on my balcony and I was thinking, wow, this is just awesome, you know. But I decorated my own home here, you know, I bought fabrics, did my curtains, did cushions, and and I was the secretary of my residents association, that was Ogudu at the time, you know, and we used to host the meetings in individual homes. And then, so they came to my house, and they said, you know, some of the residents saying, "Oh, Lydia, you know, who did this?" And I said, "Oh, I did." Oh, and then they started saying, "Oh, do my home," you know, and that's what. And I thought, wow, you know, I didn't think that I had such creative skills, you know. So that was what birthed it, you know, people's, you know, admiring and complimenting me on how nice my home looked. And then I started developing the skills from there. You know, I became more aware of colors and lighting and textures, etc.
Okay. So if you're going to define interior decoration, you know, to a little, maybe a primary school child, what did you tell her? Auntie, what's interior decoration?
Yes. Okay. Well, I would actually, well, for children, I think it's a lot easier. They love makeup, the girls, you know. You say, oh, this is your beautiful face, but you want to change the color or you want to look like so-and-so. So it's like face painting. But instead of doing face painting, you're doing your house. But you're not doing it, you can do it with paint, of course. You can do it with, you know, little decorative items. You can use flowers. So to a child, I would bring it to the level of face painting activity and how you can change your face with the colors you use, your earrings, you know, framing your face with jewelry. And it's the same as framing your home with decorative items. And there's a whole range of decorative items that one could use. So that's how I would break it down for somebody at that level.
So what are the basic things one needs to know to do with yourself?
Right.
To decorate your home yourself, your office, wherever. What are the basic things?
Right. First and foremost, you need to think about the function of that room.
Okay.
The function of the room.
What you want to use the room for.
Yes, absolutely. So obviously for your living room, you might, I mean, some people have a private sitting, which is for like special guests, you know, and then you have the living room where everybody sort of mucks about, you know, you can have your games there, you can watch TV, sometimes you can have lunch there. So all those things matters. And if it's a study, all those, you know, once you come to terms or you define what you want to use that particular room for, then that will determine the kind of decor that you'll put in there, because obviously some of the decorative items are fragile, they can break easily, they can't be manhandled or anything. So those are the things that you want to consider, the function of the room. And then colors will change your mood, you know, so the function of the room will determine, so like if you, like in your study for instance, you do need adequate lighting because you're studying. If you put in sort of like a blue or red you know, lamps or lighting, you'd want to doze off. So like in your study, you need bright enough light so that you can read and do your work properly. And then if it's the general living room, if you've got children, again, you need to consider their play areas within the living area so that it's safe and then it's bright enough, not too bright. I mean, I've had one or two clients who like rainbow colors. You know, it's fine when you've got children, but you know, if you're going to use that area for both, for every member of the family, then you need to tone down in some certain areas. So you've got your function to think about, you've got safety to consider. You need to consider the mood that the mood you want. You need to think about the items you want to use. If they're fragile, they need to be kept in a specific part of the room, maybe on shelves or whatever.